like for you to be in your 20s and being the executive and like talking to people and telling people what to do? And I'm sure people you were working with were older than you and more
Yeah.
experienced. I mean, what was that like?
Yeah. Well, I was always the youngest everything. As I told you a little earlier, when I started as a page, most people were 3 or 4 years older than me. So I was the youngest page. I became an assistant unit manager. I was the youngest assistant unit manager. I became a unit manager. I was the youngest unit manager. So I was always the young guy. And to the people at Our Magazine, I was the kid, someone that they had literally watched grow up. And so there was a transition there with some of the people there who were used to seeing me as one of the kids wearing the blue polyester suits, to now being the person who signed the paychecks. I never really gave that much thought to the age that I was. I'm doing something that I love, and this is cool. I'm working on a studio lot every day, and I was a typical sort of arrogant, young executive who just really I thought I knew everything, and there was so much that I didn't know. And the one thing I'll say about working with Marty, in particular in that situation, I used to have this habit of saying, "Oh, I know all about that. I invented that." And one day Marty said to me, "Do me a favor. Don't ever say to me or in front of me again that you invented something, because you didn't. Okay? You might have thought of it, but you weren't the first one. You might have executed it, but you weren't the first one, and someone else probably did it better. So just don't get ahead of yourself." Yeah, I will admit that when I was young, I just, because I was so driven, so eager to just like to have a voice and to climb the ladder, that there's a cockiness that I think a lot of young people suffer from, and I was no exception on that. And plus, I looked around. There weren't a lot of people who looked like me. And so there was that. I mean, it wasn't a chip that I wore on my shoulder, but it was something that was not missed by me. You might see them on TV. They might be a performer sometimes. You might see other people of my background. You might see someone on the crew. Not enough service jobs, but as executives, there were very, very few that I came across, and there's still too few today. But that was something that I was aware of, but it wasn't what drove me. I was just, because I'm a kid from the suburbs of LA, and I'm like everybody else, and that's what my parents taught me. No better than anyone else, and no one else is any better than me. My ethnic makeup, and the fact that there weren't a lot of people in high positions who looked like me, was something that I noticed, but I didn't dwell on. I just was, just moving ahead like any of my peers would have tried to do.